Happy St. Patrick's Day weekend, everyone. Welcome to AIWF Ringside Wrestling. I am Mad Matt Carter. Good to have you along with us. As you can see, I'm all alone today. Rick Diesel is he sent me some content for the YouTube channel earlier in the week. That's the last I heard from him. Reagan sent me some funny clips of people getting hurt doing independent wrestling. Those are always fun to look at. But yeah, I'm kind of all alone. Big news in the AIWF Mid-Atlantic is we've got a show coming up in Ivanhoe, Virginia this Saturday, coming up on the 22nd at the Ivanhoe Fire Department. Where else? And so if you'd like to join us up there, come on up. It's going to be Saturday. I think it started about 7 p.m. So a great little building it's actually inside a small town fire station. So you set the ring up, there's really not a bad seat in the house, right? I mean, you're very close to the action in that place. I have yet to go up there in person, but all the video I see comes out of there really impresses me, So anyway, good to have you with us, all one of you watching live on Facebook. And maybe Rick Diesel and Brian and Reagan will pop in at some point, but if not, we'll just we'll cover the news and all that kind of stuff. So let me go ahead and I'll use the magic of both Zoom and Facebook to share our calendar with you. And you can take a look right here. Here, I'll go ahead and make that full screen so you can see. Yep. And then the next time we're in Mount Airy will be on Saturday, April the 5th. But this Saturday, March 22nd in Ivanhoe, Virginia at the fire department. So make sure you come on up and join us for that exciting event. Sure, it's going to be a lot of fun. So please join us next Saturday in Ivanhoe. All right. So we have a couple of, this is kind of weird doing this by myself. I don't have anybody to go back and forth with. So I'm going to be tested and see if I can hold my own. So I'm going to show a video. This is of the Battle Royal. We looked at this last week, but we didn't have sound. So what I'm going to do is pull it up this time and we'll watch it with sound, let you hear how it sounded at the anniversary show just a few weeks ago in Mount Airy at the AIWF 33rd anniversary show. And we're going to go ahead and get everything in position for that so you can make sure we can hear it. Do a couple of options here so you can make sure you see it and hear it and everything else. And here we go. You ought to be able to see the screen there. And we'll go ahead and hit play and we'll hear the action as Bobby Dalton and Brian Danzig and Kevin Stryker called it, I believe. So let's go to the ring.
You know, one thing about it there, Brian, looks like a gnarly group of competitors here. They all ready for some money.
Yeah, they certainly are. Tell you what, like I said, some of these are competitors that are going to be in upcoming matches. However, some of them. Oh no! The bell's already rung, but looks like the Bandit and the Hillbilly.
Get a little late start. Maybe the backer had a little nip on that jug.
This is just chaos. But again, for a $10,000 winner's purse.
There's going to be a lot of chaos that comes up money on the line. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is a lot of money, and you don't see that kind of purse a lot on the indie scene. However, a lot of the promotions got together and put in on that pot. So that's why me has been eliminated.
I wonder how much of that was Rick Diesel's.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I'm not going to say.
Yeah, we don't know exactly if it was split completely even or not, but
this day and age, 10 grand still a lot of money.
And in all the chaos, we have yet to mention the return of referee Smiley out here on the floor.
Yeah. You know, you're right. It's been a while since Smiley showed up.
It certainly has.
He kind of looks like he wants in the middle of the action, though.
He just might. The hillbilly getting his face planted in that turnbuckle.
And I see the Psycho Clown still in there.
Yep.
His tag team partner's still in there.
Big chop there by the Bandit.
Oh. It's like the masked ninja and that masked guy over there. They're going into hot and heavy. Oh. But in a match like this, you had no friends.
There was the guy. I was just going to say there was a guy in a gi out here earlier. I'm thinking he's probably one of the Karate Kids.
Uh-oh, watch out below. Oh.
And Lee Miller.
He's gone.
Has been eliminated.
Hey, we got a female in the ring right there. Yeah, it's definitely been a dying record. Oh, what a chop right there.
Lighten him up. Lighten up the Psycho Clown.
Oh, another one out.
And this,
yeah, took his own partner out.
Hey, for $10,000, don't think I wouldn't.
I would too.
However, it might have been better strategy to keep your tag team partner in and maybe split the money, but who knows, maybe that was the...
Yep.
Oh, young lady in this...
Watch the mask guy.
Oh, they came in together.
If you remember from last
week.
week.
She's eliminated. I did not catch her name, but like we said, this was
a broken ankle that just happened right there, just so you know.
Battle Royal, so...
Yeah, with 3 left.
So some of these people weren't on the card, and a lot of them are.
Uh-oh, that's not going to be a fun race.
There might be trouble in paradise with this couple.
Yeah, I think they said they came from Delaware. That's going to be a fun ride home, bro.
Yeah, it certainly is. Uh-oh. The Bandit and the Hillbilly, they are a tag team that are going to be in the tag team gauntlet for a shot at the winner of that gets a shot at the AIWF World Tag Team Championship. So now they have a shot. Uh-oh. Oh, but he just eliminated the Bandit.
Oh, the Bandit
just eliminated the Bandit. So now their 2-on-1 advantage has been eliminated. So now it's just it's just 1-on-1.
Yeah, the Hillbilly and the Psycho Clown.
Yep. And the winner, one of these men are going to walk out of this ring with $10,000.
I can only imagine what these two will spend that money on.
I got a few ideas.
Yeah. I think electroshock therapy could be one of them.
Yeah, you might be right.
Whoa!
And just like that, the Psycho Clown is now $10,000 richer.
The winner of the match, the Psycho Clown.
All right, there you have it. Psycho Clown wins the big $10,000 Battle Royal at the show, at the anniversary show. So kudos to him. You know, he looks like he just came from a murder scene, though. I'll tell you that much. But anyways, yeah, there's nobody here to laugh at my jokes. So don't see any comments yet. But yeah. All right. So anyway, I guess we need to. Did I lose our? No, I don't know what's going on here. It looks like I lost my stream, but it's still showing me there. I don't know what's going on. I don't have anybody to help me talk me through this stuff. But anyway, so T's Treats has just announced that they are going to be lowering their prices on mostly their sweet goods this year, which is what their specialty is. So yeah, so they're going to be lowering prices. So the best concessions in wrestling just got cheaper, ladies and gentlemen. That's great news. That's great news. And let's see. It's a good time to tell you about our friends at, speaking of T, at T's Creations. We were hoping to find out this week where you could find them on Shopify, but we have not been able to run down that information. As you can see, they got the website set up for Easter, and let's see what they got here for the spring season. Anxiety on tea. I think it's kind of nice. Random beach teas, beautiful, crazy. But God tea. Okay. I'm surprised she's not selling anything with Donald Trump on it these days, honestly. I mean, that could be a licensing issue, I know, but uh oh yeah, she's getting into faith-based stuff, so I guess she's uh but remember, I mean, Ty Tyson sees that. I don't know if he'll be confused. I don't know if they're talking about Norwegian Viking type gods or regular Christian Jewish God. So I guess it could be anything you wanted it to be, right? You could be a Muslim, right? And wear a T-shirt that says God is good, so it's appropriate for all religions. Um, and so we're just looking through the T's Creation collection. Good thing about T's Creations, though, is these are just generic designs that they have on the website, right? If you need a custom job, they can really help you out with that too, like for family reunions. So when little kids play baseball, right? I remember when I was little, I played in sweatpants and donated T-shirts by the baseball team sponsor. Well, they can hook you up with that. So if you're sponsoring a little league team around Mount Airy this spring, and you want to get best bang for your buck, and you're not already friends with somebody that's a T-shirt dealer, reach out to T Streets. They'll be glad to help you out. I mean, they can really put you something nice together. They've also got tumblers and other stuff, but I mean, it looks like now they don't have as much tumblers and stuff as that as they do. They're just sticking to the garment end. So if you want some kind of special Easter shirt or whatever, man, I mean, Trista's got a good imagination. She can help you out with coming up with some kind of design. We're going to float on up to the PowerPoint now and tell you about our other great yummy sponsor. And if T's Treats is the best concessions in wrestling, this is the second. And so yes, I want to share. When I switch things, the Zoom for safety precautions takes off the sharing thing. But Big D's Grill is another food truck that operates in the Mount Airy area. This is why it'd be great to have Rick Diesel here, because he could tell us the schedule for these food trucks. But Darren, if you all know Darren, he's the guy that runs the music and is basically our floor supervisor at the live events in Mount Airy. He was born in the Northeast, and I think he spent most of his childhood there. So he comes with a knowledge of Philly steaks and burgers and hot dog preparation that's just a little bit different than what you're used to down here, like the old Carolina style slaw dog. You're going to have more of a Northeastern all beef type, like you'd get off a hot dog cart in DC or New York City. And I've had hot dogs out of carts in Washington, DC, and they are delicious. And you wouldn't think that a little Chinese man could make awesome chili dogs, but don't be fooled, man. It just goes to show you can't tell nothing about anybody's appearance anymore these days. Just because the guy was Asian, I doubted that his hot dogs would be good. And boy, I was glad I was wrong, because they were some of the best hot dogs. I got them out of a little cart right there near the Natural History Museum. Amazing. But that's the type of fare you can expect from Big D's Grill, as you can see here. Philly cheesesteaks, chicken tenders, chicken wings, burgers, hot dogs, fries, mini donuts, snow cones. He's got a ton of different flavor mini donuts. So you definitely want to check him out. And seems like I'm forgetting somebody. I would say branch management. Maybe that's who I'm forgetting, is branch management. Are they on the next set? I'll have to look and see. But anyway, if you need lawn care service, branch management's there for you. Yeah, there they are. We'll get branch management on the screen here for you. Because if we don't have anybody to talk to, we sure aren't going to stay around and bore you to death all day. But yeah, branch management, if you need lawn care service, they are your go-to people. And it's lawn care service time. I'm in negotiations for lawn service for my mother's house this year. Pressure washing, general contracting, gutter cleaning, free estimates. 336-648-2487, 336-648-2487. That's branch management. They serve the Mount Airy, Surrey County area. I already asked. They can't do my mother's house in Virginia. But I tried. So basically, I have not finished watching SmackDown from last night, from Friday night yet. And I'm going to probably do that after I get done here. Trying to escape, not from the studio, but from not from the PWD studios here, yeah, trying to maybe escape from the boy, I'm stammering. I'm not as funny as Newhart when I do it. I'm trying to escape from the PowerPoint, and it was not allowing me to do so. But what we'll do here is I have got another match from the anniversary show that we can take a look at together, basically. And it is for, I have been told this is for the world television title, AIWF world television title. Jackson Sane defending it against Blood Hunter, I think. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll watch it together. How about that? And let's see, we'll share. Let me get everything set up for you. And looks like we're about ready for action. Let's go to the ring.
I just hate to think what happened.
I don't want to know what happened, be honest. Too weird. You know, this match here, you could call this match here but the battle between Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper. That's the battle of the weird.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because we have two wrestlers here.
Yeah, Buzzsaw, he was here last year with us at our anniversary show, and he's been pretty successful everywhere he's went so far in this past year.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's held the AIWF International title. And now he's going after yet another world title, the TV world title. But Jackson Sane isn't going to give it up very easily.
Yeah, plus he has a slight advantage with having somebody outside the ring with him right now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you better believe before this matchup is over that Jezebeth will interject herself in this match at some point. Nice hammerlock there. Buzzsaw keeps saying he wants to have a wrestling match, but Jackson Sane, he does not want a wrestling match. He wants a fight. And if he wants a fight, he's the champion, and he's going to. I don't think Jackson Sane really cares what this crowd wants.
That's true right there. Yeah, conspicuous by its absence, Jezebel doesn't have that snake around her neck.
Yeah.
I think she said it was shedding skin right now and a little on the antsy side. I'm glad she left it home.
Yeah.
Oh, Buzzsaw, nice maneuver right there. It turned into a headlock.
And Jackson Sane with the strikes. Shoots him off.
Oh.
Two big bulls collide in the middle of the ring. And it's very interesting having, two guys that have these, like you said, it was the Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper. Both of them have these very macabre and dark personas in the ring, and that they use, try to use to their advantage to psych out their opponents. However, they're not going to psych each other out.
Oh, wow!
There. Nice monkey flip.
Oh.
Standing monkey flip by Buzzsaw.
Yeah, it was. I tell you. This Buzzsaw, he's a good competitor. Oh, both these guys are.
Nice snapmare. Clubbing below. Oh! Big kick right to the back. Going for the cover. Barely gets a 1 count on Insane. But Bloodsaw, I'm sure he has a strategy. But Jackson Sane. Oh! Jackson Sane, very smart maneuver there. He lured Buzz Bloodsaw into the corner thinking that he was rocked. Nice clothesline.
Yeah.
And if you'll notice, Buzz, the back of his head, not only did he get caught in the throat with that clothesline, but the back of his head bounced on the back of the mat.
Now using that rope again.
And there she goes. We knew it was just a matter of time.
Yep.
Before Jezebeth interfered in this matchup. And now, but Bloodsaw, he's still fighting back. He still has plenty of fight left in him. Beautiful suplex.
Yes, it was.
He's got the champion in big trouble right now.
Oh, he's got him run.
Slingshot. Oh, nice
right
maneuver there. Roll up.
Oh, he missed.
For the frog splash. A little too early.
Yep.
But sometimes you got to take that chance. Got to go big or go home. But Bloodsaw, that maneuver really took a lot out of him.
Yeah, he's trying to get a second wind about him for sure. But Sane's giving him just a little bit too much time. Oh!
Clubbing blow by Insane. Yes. And just stomps.
Yeah, shades of the old-fashioned days when they just got there and kicked, beat, and stomped each other.
You're exactly right. And I know, oh, my goodness.
Oh, right across the chest. I tell you what, he's lucky he didn't break a rib right there.
And Jackson saying, I know that Buzz Bloodsaw wanted a wrestling match, but Jackson Sane just was not going to give him that. When you get into a match with Jackson Sane, it is going to be a brawl. You can use your wrestling skills as best you can against him, but when he gets the advantage, he is going to kick, claw, stomp, choke, and chop.
Yeah, there's no amateur moves and there's no scientific moves. It's all pure, just brute.
You're exactly right. You know, and when you're a scientific wrestler like Bloodsaw, that sometimes can throw you off because you know how to counter wrestling holds, but how do you counter when somebody's choking you against the ropes? There is no counter for that maneuver. There. And again, Jezebeth, once again, getting involved in this matchup, and even though she probably weighs probably a third of what Bloodsaw weighs, when she's taking all of her weight, as little as it is, pulling on the throat of Bloodsaw, it doesn't take much to cut off the windpipe.
That's true.
The wind from that windpipe.
You got that right. I mean, it doesn't matter how much you got there. It just, all that pressure down on the throat, it only takes a little bit, and it'll crush your windpipe or anything.
You're exactly right. And then whenever you're cutting off the oxygen of your opponent, you're cutting off that energy. And every little bit of oxygen that you're cutting off is less blood, that's less oxygen going into your bloodstream. Nice maneuver there by Insane. And there's that Jackson Insane war cry.
Oh.
Insane could not get the 3 count. He's getting a little frustrated. I think he thought that maneuver was going to finish the match, but Buzz Bloodsaw is a top competitor. Like we said, he's a former international champion, so he's definitely no slouch.
No, that's true.
But right now, Jackson Insane has Bloodsaw rocked.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. I think you're right, Matt. Both of them are insane. However, Jackson Insane is actually called Jackson Insane. It looks like Bloodsaw feeding off the energy of this crowd. Looks like he's not feeling any pain right now. Got a big chop. Got Jackson Insane reeling. He's got a second. He's got that second wind.
He's fighting back. Oh, what's he getting ready to do? Launch.
Beautiful Explorer suplex.
Right across the back.
And Jackson Insane is a big man. You have to be a very strong individual to throw a man the size of Jackson Insane over your head like that.
That's right.
Oh, he's got him hooked. Is he going to do a German suplex on this big man?
Yes, he is.
Oh, beautiful. Right on the back of his head.
Oh, man. Sane's got to be dizzy right now or out of it. Oh, he's wanting to do it again.
If he can hit one more devastating suplex like that on Jackson Insane, we're going to have a new World TV champion. He's calling on this crowd to get behind him.
Hey, he's going to try
He's
it again.
saying one more. He's going for the belly-to-belly. Oh! He called it.
Somebody got hunger right there.
He was going to go for that overhead belly-to-belly suplex, but Jackson Insane bit him. He's still got the advantage.
Ouch.
But you can tell he's reeling right now from that bite from Jackson Insane.
Uh-oh.
Insane's got him hooked.
Oh.
Knocks him down. With 5, beautiful senton by Insane.
This could be
Goes
it.
for the cover.
Nope, his shoulder's up.
2.
Oh, just a 2 count.
Again, Bloodsaw.
Man.
You have got to give it up. You have got to give it up to both of these competitors. This has been a very physical matchup.
This has to be so far the match of the night.
I tell you what, these guys again have put up one hell of a fight.
4 minutes
Yes, they have.
I tell you, if it had been any other 2 competitors, this match probably would have been over by now.
Oh,
But now
like
Jackson Insane has that claw hold on Bloodsaw, and not only is this a devastating maneuver, but he's got the challenger on the mat. So even if he can't defeat the challenger, he will still retain the title.
Yeah, but time's running out. He better hurry up. Uh-oh, he's fighting back.
But again, just when you think that Bloodsaw is out of this matchup, he still manages to fight back.
Yes, he is.
But his time is very limited right now.
Very limited.
Big clothesline. He's probably got about 3 minutes or less
He better get on
to
the ball.
defeat the champion.
Oh.
Yep,
Uh-oh, what's he doing? He's trying to take the wind out of the chain.
shooting
Oh,
win.
nice reversal.
Big
Oh.
boot by the champion. Oh, he went for that. He went for that big slam, but Buzzsaw reversed it. Tried to whip him in.
Oh, now.
Insane is fighting it. Got him up.
Oh, that could be it right there.
Beautiful maneuver. However, he's slow for the cover. 1, 2, 3.
We have
And your winner and new AIWF World Television Champion, Buzz Bloodsaw.
Wow.
Jezebeth is furious right now
Our first title change tonight, Brian.
with about 2 minutes left in this matchup. Buzz Bloodsaw defeated
Wow, there you go.
Wow.
the
Buzz
AIWF
Bloodsaw.
World
What a
TV
night.
Champion. He had a good run, but when you're on the
Wow, that was pretty cool, man. That was a good match. That was better than I expected. And so Reagan is joining us now. So I've learned my lesson, Reagan. I'm going to have to start sending both of you, Brian and you, the link instead of just Brian.
Yeah, you definitely need to send it to me because if he's working, sometimes he doesn't even get to check his phone.
Mhm.
So,
Well, but anyway, welcome in. We just finished watching a great match from the 30th anniversary, or 33rd anniversary show, where Buzz Bloodsaw won the world television title from Jackson Sane. And although it was clunky at the end because they were both so winded, that was something. I mean, that I really enjoyed that. I really liked that match. So
yeah, it was good. And Buzz Bloodsaw, like, he is very popular. The crowd just loves him. And so it was a great match. And it was fun to watch live. So, it was great. So I hope that we can bring him in sometime because, like I said, he's such a crowd favorite. I'd like to see him back in the Mid-Atlantic.
yeah, man. We could use some more stars right now. I was telling Jinky that yesterday, and Buzz Bloodsaw. Not to say that Jackson Sane isn't a star. I mean, he is, because honestly, when he won that, I was like, oh well, that thing's safe for a while. And I was surprised when he lost it. Because him and Jezebeth are a pretty deadly combination. And if she brings pets to the ring, that's even more dangerous. So Jezebeth doesn't mess around.
No, she doesn't. And they do. They make they're a good team out there. Sometimes you just see, somebody come out with a wrestler and they're either in the way or running away and all that stuff. But whether you like it or not, she's an asset to him while he's in the ring.
Yeah, she reminds me of Essence from years ago. Amanda.
I do. Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and when she was with the Scorpion, she was very active, and it drove the crowd crazy because she'd scratch people's eyes and slap. I mean, it was like, well, those slaps from that little girl don't hurt, and I'd be like. I would hear people say that and be like, yeah, but if you're in there fighting a 250-pound man and you've been beating on each other for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you're hanging over the ropes trying to catch your breath, and she comes along and just slaps the shit out of you, it's going to cause you problems,
I'm going to say, though, you might not think, though, those little girls like that, they slap hard. So, and apparently they've never been slapped by somebody of her size, know how much that's like a dart to the face.
Yeah, I mean, but you could tell the boys that were in the matches would certainly tell you afterwards, like, God almighty, man, that Essence, she's rough. Like, yeah, she's just trying to help her guy out, But so, real quick, there's Rick Diesel finally joining us. I was stammering like Bob Newhart at the beginning of the show because I didn't have anybody to talk to. I was thinking about doing a Newhart bit.
Yeah, I saw it come up. I was like, oh, God. And I was like, and I looked, I was like, oh, he sent it to Brian. Yeah. Got to make sure to send it to the both of us. There.
Yeah, there's Brian. The gang's all here now.
I was running late, man, because I just got so much to do.
Yeah, I understand, but you're just in time for my second ad read. So,
I got here for the good stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna pay some bills real quick. So, we were talking about food earlier, and Tease Treats made an announcement on Facebook during this show that they're going to be lowering some of their menu prices on the sweet items. So, if they weren't already the best concessions in wrestling, and they are, you have to prove me wrong. Now they're going to be some of the most affordable. So they are a locally owned food truck based right here in Mount Airy. They always are at the Mid-Atlantic shows in Mount Airy, and maybe going to Ivanhoe this weekend.
Not the trailer, but they will have stuff there.
All right, so they'll be there.
Yeah, that trailer's just tough running up down that mountain.
Oh, I wouldn't drive it. I wouldn't. I think you take. No.
You hit a raccoon with that thing, you'll be off in the river.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Man, and Chuck King used to tell me, remember how when Chuck was hauling the ring for us, and he was so peculiar about how that we loaded the ring, but especially on trips down the mountain. And he just, the tales he would tell me of how wiggly trailers are made me never want to pull one.
Yeah.
So they'll be there. They're available for music festivals, although the calendar has filled up. So if you're interested in booking them for something, you better get on the horn right now and give them a call, 336-755-8204, to check their availability and see if they can help you out. And most definitely, if you see them at any festivals and stuff like that, check them out. They're really, really good food. They are very high quality items. So check them out. Tease Treats. And you can visit them on Facebook. That's where I found out about the food getting cheaper. And finally, our friends at Secondhand Heroes, they are a comic and gaming store up in Evington, Virginia, located at 18184 Leesville Road. They host Dungeons and Dragons campaigns several times a week. You can go up there and play Magic the Gathering. Just imagine Stewart's comic shop on the Big Bang Theory, but not so sad and pathetic. These places, they're actually, these are cool nerds that run this place. And you can come in up there and get your nerd on, as they like to say. They've got cabinet games, old Nintendo and Sega Genesis games, Famicom for those of you from outside the U.S., and arcade cabinets, but they're like the new modern type arcade cabinets where they're replicas and they have several different games in them. So they've got more. What I'm saying, folks, is they've got more than Dragon's Lair, Marvel Superhero, Space Invaders, Simpsons, and Tron up there. So definitely want to check them out. They even got a refrigerator full of goodies. So if you get thirsty or hungry, they got you taken care of there. Hundreds of your old school games. Their Monday night D&D group has been running for over a year, probably close to 2 years now, as long as they've been with us. And they also host tournaments, competitions, for prizes on the games and on the video games as well as the card games. Give them a call at 434-317-0121. That's 434-317-0121, or you can drop them a line via email at secondhandheroesva@gmail.com. Now, don't spell out the word second. It's the abbreviation. So it's 2, the letter N is in Nancy, the letter D is in Daryl. secondhandheroesva@gmail.com. All right. So there we go. And I was going to do a little WWE talk real quick, but, since you guys arrived, Rick Diesel, is there any breaking news going into Ivanhoe coming up this Saturday?
Well, we may have a first-time appearance by somebody in Ivanhoe, but I have not got the confirmation yet.
Okay. The one you were telling me about last week?
Possibly.
A Russian distant relative.
Possibly. I don't know.
Well, if you're unsure,
Dude, I have so much stuff. Look, I went to a football game last night.
A football game in March? What in the world?
Arena football.
Oh, yeah. You've told me about that.
Which is the only way I watch football, because it's not a bunch of whiny millionaires, as I told somebody on Facebook.
Yeah.
So they actually got there to play for the love of the game. They associate with the fans. So it's the only football I watch. Mm. But it's also really good. but it's also really tiring when you're an old man.
I've tried to watch it on TV. I think arena football is one of those things you need to go to in person. To
yes.
Really, because
that's where it's the best because it's a party.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the stands is drunk and everybody on the field is dancing.
Yeah.
It's the only football you'll ever go to where when they play music between the plays, the players sit out there and dance.
That's interesting.
They have fun.
Yeah.
It's about the game. It's not about all the bullshit crap, that
is that here in Winston? Where is that at?
Greensboro Coliseum.
Greensboro.
Yeah, it's about the game. And the best thing about it is going into the fourth quarter, the score was 20-13, and the end of the game was like 46-31.
Wow. A lot of razzle dazzle in the fourth quarter, huh?
Yes. I mean, it's crazy.
How long are the quarters?
15 minutes.
Oh, wow. Okay. So they play 15-minute quarters like an NFL game.
But it's fast paced. It's boom, 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 boom. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the field's only 50 yards, right?
Right.
Okay. So,
is that the half of the size of a real one? Not a real one, a regular one?
It's
more
something
narrow.
that you get the most out of it by going live. And you're watching it in a coliseum, so there's no bad seats. And tickets were as low as like $17 a piece.
Wow. What do you think they drew? Greensboro seats a lot of people.
They was 1,000, 1,500 there, which blows my mind because football fans should be all over this. I mean,
maybe they
I don't understand why they're not. But every once in a while, I just got to go. I just got to go do something to relieve the freaking pressures of the world. So that's what I chose to do this week because next week's wrestling. But it was fun. And like I said, if you're a football fan, you need to at least give it a try. And not on TV, live. Yeah. That's where it's the best.
I think it'd be fun. I'd like to go. I've been telling you that for years, ever since you started going to those things. But the timing just had never worked out.
Yeah, I mean, the cheerleaders come out and throw T-shirts into the crowd. I mean, they have fans come out in the middle, like between every once in a while they'll be like they'll call a timeout. They brought this kid out and have him bowling for gift certificates.
Oh, so it's kind of like how the Dash does their baseball games.
Yeah, it's
real interactive too.
Yeah. Exactly, except it's football.
Yeah, that's the way the Cannonballers do down here at Kannapolis. Which, anytime we get a good player in Kannapolis that's really starting to tear it up, I know he's going to be headed up Brian and Reagan's way because that's where they call him up to from Kannapolis.
To the Dash.
Yeah,
we couple of years ago, we got to see some rehabbing actual White Sox players, like one of the best home run people they had at the time, but he was rehabbing. So before they took him, sent him back up to the big leagues, he spent a couple of, a few games here with the Dash. So.
Well, I can't say enough for the White Sox and what they have contributed to the community down here. When they moved that baseball team into downtown Kannapolis, everything that sprung up around it. I mean, the old area, the whole area where Fieldcrest Mills used to be, I mean, it's just alive now. I mean, it's incredible. You go there on Saturday, any Saturday, it's like a festival atmosphere. There's restaurants, slot car racing, arcades, any kind of store you can think of. I mean, music venues have opened up there. I mean, it's just, Kannapolis is no longer a sleepy little redneck town. It's a very lively little redneck town. So, I mean, and they've even got, I hate to say this, I live in Concord, and I think Concord downtown's pretty awesome. But right now, Kannapolis has got the edge. Concord going to have to step their game up a little bit. But they do a little thing. I call it communism in action, where if you open up a business there, or if you own a building there or a lease or something, the city owns it. Part of it, a piece of it with you, like 10 or 15%. So I don't know exactly how that works. They explained it once at the baseball game, but you know how, I've heard that if you open up a business in Cuba, like 70% of it belongs to the government. So it's very similar to that. Just the government don't get as big a cut. But either way,
I think Winston-Salem owns part of the Dash stadium. But yeah, it's kind of like professional wrestling. It's really a really cool thing to go to. And then you get to see the guys that eventually, play for the big money, in Chicago. So,
Although the White Sox were the drizzling shits this past baseball season, but that's no reflection on their farm club system. Everybody in North Carolina, at least anywhere in North Carolina that participates in it, sure appreciates all their help, because they certainly have done wonders for downtown Kannapolis. So much so that I bought a Cannonballers jersey last time we were over there. And let me tell you something, baseball shirts are not cheap, my friends. The actual jerseys like they wear on the field,
mm-hmm.
But
neither
anyway,
are their hats. So
no. Boy, I tell you what, Fanatics is just cleaning up, boy, these days. They got a piece of all that now. So, Roman Reigns showed back up on Monday night and laid waste to both Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Where do you think this is going for WrestleMania? I hope not a triple threat match, for God's sake.
That's what it looks like, though.
I know that's what it looks like. Especially if he didn't actually put one of them out, because you would think if it was like if one of them, got taken out like big time, that you would just see the two and then maybe the other one would show up. But that sounds like triple threat material to me.
Yeah, I hope not. He's main evented the last 5 WrestleManias, and I hope it doesn't end up in a triple threat. And here's a little thing. Notice he pulled Rollins out of the ring before he beat him. So Rollins won the match. And I was just like, because it was one of those that you pin the cage match in WWE now, it still has the escape clause, which a lot of people think is stupid. But you can win by pinfall or submission or be the first person out of the cage. And Roman snatched Seth out of the cage and then beat his ass. So I just thought that was kind of weird. It was like, are they both plotting against CM Punk? Has Roman made a deal with Seth Rollins to take out CM Punk?
Well, they both hate CM Punk, so
they both got history with him. The Shield, was helping out CM Punk there for a while, about 15 years ago. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. What do you think, Rick Diesel?
I think they're going to put Shield back together with a mystery third member.
Yeah. I don't think Ambrose is coming back. He
is the worst thing about AEW right now. Like, they've got all this really good stuff going on. Like, they got good matches. They've actually got storylines. They've got people actually doing the storylines. Like, they have Speedball, Mike, what's his last name? Bailey showed up, and like this past Dynamite was Dynamite. But you put John Moxley on there, and it's a snooze fest. And
him or all the old guys, him, Copeland, Jericho, they're all dragging down the new talent,
but not Christian Cage.
No.
Christian Cage is doing God.
He's the exception to the
rule. He's a
doing
genius.
God's work there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a genius. But he's been. You think about Christian. He's got his big break in WWE. Went away to TNA for a few years. Came back to WWE. Went away. Came back. Went away. And I just consider this one of his go away times from WWE. He'll be successful anywhere he goes. He can draw money wherever he goes, and he'll go back to WWE and finish up probably,
Yeah.
So.
But I agree with Brian that those 3 guys are they just bring it down just like that, when they're on, and like, and what the problem is they're so well known that when people complain about them for a very valid reason, it brings down the product. So you're like, but there's all this great stuff going on there right now, but you still have those, you have those mistakes, so.
Well, what can you do? I have noticed the crowds at WWE, and I say falling off a little bit. Look, they're not putting people behind the signage at every arena. The SmackDown from, where was it SmackDown from? One of them European places?
Barcelona.
Yeah, Barcelona. And they have people behind the back entrance there, but they don't get it all the time. It's the first time SmackDown's ever been to Barcelona. And I think the first time that WWE's been there in like 6 years. So they were definitely starved for it, and they were a very good crowd from what I saw of it. I haven't finished watching it all. But back here in the States, it seems to be cooling off a little bit, which, I mean, Rick Diesel, you can speak to that, how the wrestling business goes in cycles.
Oh God, yeah. Sometimes, and it's a roller coaster, especially and it's because it's hard in wrestling to not repeat yourself, even if you tweak a storyline a little bit or you add different people. The fans are still like, I've seen this before, and it kind of bores them, and that's nobody's immune from that. No, I don't care how high on the ladder you are. Matter of fact, the higher on the ladder you are, the more apt you are to fall into that category because you got the national TV exposure and the world TV exposure.
Yeah.
Here,
I'm going to pull up the WrestleMania seating chart while we have this discussion. Just so.
Did you see how much the meet and greet with Triple H was to go to the Hall of Fame and have a good seat and have a meet and greet with him and Lex Luger? No. $8,500 a person.
Well, you know what? If they can get people to pay it, I ain't mad at them. You know what I'm saying? If they can get people to pay it. Because if you got to vote with your pocketbook, like me and Jinky are talking about doing an egg boycott right now. So, because we $6.
Get you some chickens.
I don't have it. I can't fence them in here. It's against city ordinance.
That's expensive too.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chicken feed's probably way cheaper than eggs right now.
Yeah.
But as you can see here, this is the Allegiant Stadium. This is where the Raiders play football in the NFL. It's right across the street from the Luxor Hotel behind it.
I keep forgetting the Raiders are in Las Vegas now.
Yeah. Well, they haven't been there but a couple of years. So I was there last time I was in Vegas. They were building this stadium, and it is beautiful now that it's finished. When I saw it there, it was just a skeleton.
I was. They was just breaking ground on it the first time I went to Las Vegas.
Yeah, and so you can see like behind the entryway here. Look at all these sections they hadn't opened up yet. But would you guys like to go in? Let's go on hard camera side.
Where let's go. I want to see how much tickets are.
This is just for Saturday, by the way. All right, let's see here. Let's zoom in a little closer. So
are those red ones the resales?
Yes. They always
hate that. Ugh.
Yeah, $1,720. Let's see what these are down here. Oh hell, that's chicken feed. Look, Brian, only $1,000.
Oh, that's all.
That's cheap. Oh Lord. That's the other thing. Like,
$715 up in the upper level.
I mean, people will pay for those tickets. I mean,
why?
I don't know, but like when you think about now, we're just talking about egg prices, like, it's hard to justify unless you just got all this disposable income or you're really bad with money to pay those kinds of prices. Cause that's the type of people we're talking about with belt marks. We're talking about Brian, Brian's like, well, maybe they just have so much disposable income. I'm like, no, I think it's just that they make bad financial decisions.
I think they save all year for it.
But that's a lot of money.
They could put that towards something else.
I know that my friends who've gone to WrestleMania for the past few years are priced out for this now.
Yeah.
And they've gone the past 3 WrestleManias. So.
Well, let me ask you a question. Is all they get is the seat, or is there like an all-day experience for that?
Do you get to go the experience no matter what the ticket?
No, that's a combo that you have to buy. I don't even know if you have to go to a different website for that. I was just looking at the seating chart.
So what's the nosebleeds there?
The nosebleeds, last one I saw was $715. So let's go all the way up to the top of the building.
So that's all you get for that money.
You know what I mean? The look on my face was like, so
$395.
And that's all you get for $1,000 is just that seat. I mean, do they let you? They still let you take the chair home with you?
No, not unless you're sitting at ringside.
What? I mean, I know WrestleMania tickets have not been cheap.
They've never been cheap. Ever been cheap.
Like, before. It just seems like Saudi prince prices now. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you have to have some serious, because not only are you having to pay that, you know that the hotels will be expensive, more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
The food, I mean, unless you're really frugal, the food is expensive in Las Vegas, unless you just go to one of them. But I'm like the whole thing, like getting a taxi or those things are very expensive. Like all this stuff is just, it would, even if you spent $700 on a ticket, I bet it's a $5,000 trip.
Oh,
Right.
easy.
And
if you want
not
luxurious,
not everybody there's from Vegas, so you got plane tickets in there too for some people.
yeah, and if you like me and you're a sucker for a nice hotel room, if you want luxury accommodations, man, it's going to cost you, and you better have made them months in advance. I mean, those travel packages went on sale 6 months ago. So,
And like you also think like just all the like the gimmicks that you're going to be buying. You know you're going to buy a t-shirt. You know if you got your kid there, the kid's going to want this, that, and that. So you're probably going to buy $500 worth of merchandise.
yeah.
And it's just, it seems like, and like I said, they have sold a lot of tickets, but it just feels like it's becoming like, this is going to sound weird. I always felt like wrestling was like the common man's thing. You know what I mean? Like, your average Joe, you watch wrestling, you go this, that, and the other. It's not like an elite thing, but now it's elite prices. And it makes me wonder about that. Like, I don't know, but that's just what I think about wrestling.
Well,
it's just,
here's the thing. If people are willing to pay those prices and they can still sell 60, 70, 80,000 seats, why lower them?
Well, no, that's right. Supply and demand.
And I hear people like, I just booked a trip to Disney World, and I won't even tell you the figure out loud in a public forum because I'm so tight it hurts my heart. But, people complain about Disney prices and while they're walking around inside the park, and I'm just like, well, dumbass, if you don't like it, don't spend your money on it. That's how you vote in this country, is with your dollars.
Well, that, and people also complain how crowded it is.
Yeah.
Imagine how much more crowded it would be if the prices were lower.
Yeah.
If the prices are lower, it would be even more crowded than it is now.
Actually, Disney did say that, in a matter of fact, a few months ago, like the people were saying, why the sudden increase in prices? And I was like, we got to do something to handle the crowds. So they're purposely trying to price people out of coming in there because people that only come once in a lifetime are not having a good time. So, that's how if you don't like it, don't go. That's what I say.
There's a lot of people that schedule their vacations around WrestleMania too.
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, they are in places that people may want to go for vacation. It's not just the fact that they're going to WrestleMania. You're going to Las Vegas.
Yeah, or next year, New Orleans.
Right.
Someplace
they are
fun.
smart about where they hold them.
Yeah, that's why they don't hold it in Charlotte.
Right.
Because it would be hell getting in and out of the stadium anyway because of the parking situation downtown. But there's nothing for people to do. If you don't like NASCAR or racing related stuff, our tourism industry, that's what it's built on here. So if you don't like big old Concord Mills or car racing, you got nothing else to do.
We did run into that because, last weekend was our children's birthday. So we went to Concord Mills and then we went to Charlotte. Well, actually went to Pineville because we went to the Chuck E. Cheese. That's one of the last with the animatronics. And then like the next day we're like, well, what are we going to do? And like all the historical stuff was closed on Sunday.
Yeah.
And then like there just wasn't anything. You're right. Like there was nothing for just us to do. So,
and even the arcade downtown Concord, to play, you go in there, you pay them $10 and you can play all the pinball and all the video games you want as long as you want. And they got a bar in there. Real fun adult and family hangout. They're closed on Sundays. And that's one of the most fun places in Concord. It's called the Basement, by the way.
I didn't know about that place. We'll have to We'll have to check that out the next time we're there.
It's like Blake's gimmick that he's got going on. Only it's open 6 days a week. You just have to check and see when it's open. It's mostly open in the evening.
Yes. So yeah.
I'm sorry, I said Blake.
No, it's fine. It's the same cause, same effect. But yeah, so we ended up going to South Park Mall.
Oh,
didn't buy anything because that's so expensive.
Yeah, that's the fancy mall. That's where belt number 1 is at right now.
Yeah. Did eat at the Cheesecake Factory though, which was nice.
There you go. You can't hide money. Here's something interesting. Look at this. This is AEW All In Texas on Saturday, July 12th at the baseball stadium. Look at this. They've sold 12,137 tickets. I'm surprised by that. I didn't think they'd hit 10,000, but it looks like
that's the thing I was going to say is you're talking about WWE going down a little bit in attendance, but I think right now AEW is kind of, I mean, they're not in the same world, but I feel like their attendance is doing a little better. I don't usually agree with Eric Bischoff about anything, but he just recently mentioned, he's like, they are two different entities. They don't exist in the same wrestling world. And they should do their thing and WWE should do their thing. And I agree with that. And so I think when they sell this amount of tickets for AEW, that is a fantastic thing.
And look at this. They did Collision at the Theater Virgin Hotels Las Vegas and sold all but 29 tickets. They sold 2,083 tickets. He said, you're laughing, like, well, it's under 2,500. Yeah, but the place only seats 2,054. So, I mean, it was almost full.
Yeah.
So that's good. Run buildings you can fill up.
That's what they need to do.
Yeah. They did the Dynamite. I don't know where they were. They did have a section that was obviously not filled. But like in general, watching it now, when they're in these smaller places, it looks so much better. And when they're in these smaller places, like, it looks cooler. Does that mean it seems more?
Yeah, it's more intimate.
Yeah. And so I'm glad because I've been watching them. I didn't watch pay-per-view because I don't pay for pay-per-views. I just don't. That I wouldn't pay for a WWE one. I'm not going to pay for an AEW one. I'm not going to buy a UFC one. I'm just not a pay-per-view person. Like if WWE made you do that now. But I've been watching the show consistently and it's been consistently good. Mm-hmm. And I like that because it's just different than WWE. I think, I still don't like Will Ospreay. Like I still don't like that kind of stuff, but, and Kenny Omega is hit or miss, but the crowd loves him.
He ain't there now though. I thought he was.
Yeah, he has a belt. Kenny Omega just got their international title off of one of the Japanese guys. I can't remember which one. Maybe the one from Don Callis's group. Can't remember his name, but yeah, it's it's looking up. So hopefully it keeps looking up. So
wrestling is good.
Do you think AEW is saying, look what TNA's doing? Maybe we should take a page out of their book.
Yeah, but TNA's still tiny.
They're selling out. They're selling out their buildings.
Yeah.
1,500 plus 2,000.
I don't know, but they also have this thing going on with WWE, which I'm sure doesn't hurt them.
Right.
Like I wonder what would happen if that fell apart or stopped happening. But I'm just glad as a wrestling fan, I am very happy that there's all these options. Like if you don't like one, okay, you don't like it. If you like the other one, fine. It's just like, I feel like I'm a fair AEW fan because I'm very honest when it sucks and I'm honest when it's not sucking. I always talk about when it sucks. I just said
you're better now than you were. Okay.
I am better, but I'm also watching more consistently.
Right.
It's a lot easier to watch it on Max than it was before. And I know they were online because you could but you had to download the TBS app and the TNT app separately. So I don't know, but
you could use your Spectrum TV app. You could do that. It's funny. I lost my train of thought because I'm looking at that video you sent me. That guy falling on that barbed wire trampoline, and that's what I was thinking. That's why wrestling, I don't think will ever be mainstream anymore. It's because of backyard shit like that. And it started in the 90s, and I think it's just gotten worse.
It has.
Yeah. I
And
don't
it's
know.
just, that is just, and that, and did I show you the one where they flipped off the cage and the guy landed right on the floor?
Yeah, that's a famous one from years ago.
Oh, that's when you said that Chris Severn sent you.
Yeah, I can share. I'll share that one. The screen's a little small, but it's a bit nuts.
But it is because, like, again, that is the thing that normal. No, I don't want to say normal people see, and they're like, wrestling's stupid.
Yeah, is that the one you're talking about right here?
Yes. Ugh.
What was he doing?
I don't even know.
There.
That's not the one I thought. There was one.
Oh no, the guy that was there. He moved. Okay.
Ugh.
Let me see what else we got here.
Ugh.
That looked like it hurt.
But
that's
so,
Red
like,
Dead
it's
Redemption.
What do you? This is. Oh, that's the one from the different angle. Because remember, we had seen it from the side angle.
Yeah.
But ugh. That was quite the bounce.
Yeah, what a moron.
How long do you think it took to string that barbed wire?
I don't know.
I did want to get, since I sent this to you guys and we kind of chatted with it. This is the one I was thinking about. This one.
Yeah. Chris Severn showed me this back in like 06 one night after a show when we were staying at Trista's house.
Oh my God.
That's how far back this goes. Yeah.
What do y'all think about this thing with with WWE pushing booking these ID people?
I think it's a good thing, man. It gives you something. And Rick Diesel, I know I know I'm not investing money in the show, so forgive me, but I think it maybe gives you some star power for your poster. Even if the people don't know who this man is, you could put part of WWE Evolve or a ID program, see the future star,
I think it all boils down to a message or a conversation thread I got involved in on Facebook the other day. Somebody was asking about that whole WWE ID thing, and some promoters got on there and got to talking, and it all depends on exposure and price, which I know more of one, constitutes more of the other. But a lot of it all depends on price. I know there was one guy come on and said that some guy who's in that program just said, hey, whatever you can afford. And then others get on there and say, well, I'm in WWE ID, so I need this much money. And you have to look at these guys and say, you might be in the WWE. Like me as a promoter, I couldn't name two guys right now that's in that program.
I can name one from around here.
That's what I'm saying.
Jackson Drake.
It's not helping the guys.
Because there was a woman that was trying. Who was the woman that we were looking at? Damn it.
I don't remember.
I don't either. But that's the thing, too, is I can't remember.
Right. And if we can't, as deep as we are in the business, then how do we expect a casual fan,
But I do.
In a local neighborhood to know who this guy is that you're giving all this money to, and they're like, well, he's just another guy.
Yeah, because I bet you dollars to donuts that the people that come to our shows, ain't gonna know them. They're not that deep. They're not that deep into it, man. They don't watch LFG.
No. Well, that's the thing I want to add, because it's good to have our actual promoters' view on it. Like, do you feel like slapping that logo on a poster would be enough to justify bringing them in?
No. I'll answer that quick. No.
Right.
No, because how many times have you seen a poster that they literally put, somebody on the poster and they'll put the WWE logo on there because they worked for WWE 8 years ago, 10 years ago. And then you'll see pictures from the show and there'll be 75 people in the crowd. Right. I've seen that a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just that logo don't mean anything.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. There are people who have actually worked in the WWE on WWE television that people don't remember anymore, or either don't remember or don't care, that aren't going to draw. So just having the logo there in and of itself isn't going to draw people.
And
it's going to have to be somebody that they remember and somebody that they liked.
Well, you think about it, like you made my brain start to work, Brian, which these days is quite an accomplishment. But think about this, like a guy like Santino Marella, right? He's in TNA right now, and when he comes out, the people at TNA in the crowds, they cheer for him. They're diehards. But if you put him on a poster and brought him to Mount Airy, he'd get a polite cheer, I think. But no, I don't really think people would go out of their minds and be like, man, we got to get to that show to see Santino Marella, man. He was a big star 10 years ago.
I don't know if you would want to share this, but is there a formula type thing, like price versus how many people have to come in to justify it? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Or is that, if you don't want to share that, fine.
I have one that not a lot of wrestling promoters go by, but I live by this, which pisses a lot of people off. To me, it's the same thing as owning a clothing store. My mom owned a clothing store for 40 years, and she pounded this into my head. The rule of thumb in retail, Matt will know this, the rule of thumb in retail is double your money. Mm-hmm. So if you're paying a guy $50, he needs to bring you in $100 worth of tickets, or he ain't worth it.
Yep.
And that's and I've lived by that for 30 years. And that's one of the reasons why why we're still, this lasted so long, because there's so many promoters out there that think like the fans that come, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh man, I really love this guy. I'm marked out for him when I watch so-and-so. And they'll go and give the guy $500 and he'll bring in $150 worth of tickets. Mm-hmm. And they'll lose their ass. Then they do it consistently over and over and over till they're out of business.
Yep. They book like fans, instead of like trying to make a dollar.
As a mark.
You'd have better concessions. You could make up some of that on the other end, guys. I'm just telling you. I mean, we do it.
I'm trying to think of me as a mark, because everybody knows that I'm a huge mark when it comes to wrestling. And I'm trying to think of any time that I have gone to an indie show and was like, yes, I want to go to that. And I can't really think. Like,
the last one I can remember is in the early 2000s, Doug Simmons' promotion brought in the Freebirds, brought in Michael Hayes and Jimmy Garvin, and I was like, we got to see this, but they didn't draw. There was a it drew us, but there was a lot of people there,
and it broke my heart. It broke my heart because Jimmy Garvin, even as a child, I was like, that man is good looking. And I've gone my whole life looking for men that look like Jimmy Garvin. And when I saw him as an old person, my heart was broken. Like, it hurt so bad.
They didn't have that hair anymore. It goes back to
what Matt says, like, sometimes you don't want to meet the people.
That's why I don't go to wrestling conventions.
Yeah. I don't go because of the smell, but no, I don't want to meet my heroes either because I'm always disappointed. Huh?
Gay.
Yeah.
Some of them
room reeks of Ben Gay
and sadness.
Alcohol.
And sadness.
I do like some wrestling cons. I've said that, but I'm very peculiar about who I will go and see. Like, and I'll have a budget and I'll see who's there. And I say who I really, because the last time I went, I did Vampiro because I'm a huge Vampiro fan. And then one year I did Gail Kim because she's fantastic in all the ways. You did Jordan Grace, but like, we're very peculiar about who we would, go for, because some of them are sad. Some of them do make you sad.
It's the aging process. It's like me and Rick Diesel were talking about last week. He made a comment that Ginger said, I used to be kind of good looking. Yeah, well, no shit. That was 30 years ago.
God, speaking of people coming down.
And tell her I said ditto, by the way. I thought...
You know what's sad? People can't accept that people are getting old. People are giving John Cena such a hard time
over his
bald spot. And well, apparently it's gone now. apparently
that's
he's-
Hollywood for you.
I was going to say somebody in Hollywood could fix that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
But I'm just like,
Hey,
he's old.
I
he's not a
personally-
damn chicken.
I personally used to spray Wahoo's bald spots, so
yeah, and I mean,
I've been there.
Yeah, with black
Anybody that-
spray
Say, here,
paint.
bro.
if anybody out
Yeah.
there is making fun of John Cena and they're his age or older or even younger or even in half as good a condition he is physically, yeah, then they can talk. But John Cena is still a beast, and he's in his 50s. You know,
Yeah.
easy.
And I'm sure he can still go. I mean, it's just funny because it used to be towards women. Like you'd be like, oh, she's getting old. But like now it seems like they're coming for men more, which is,
John Cena is 47 years old. He's actually younger than me.
he's younger than me. Ugh. He does not look that young.
His birthday is April 23rd, 1977. Well, John Cena's been taking bumps for 25 years too. That'll wear on a man. You know, I'm glad to see he was able to do something in Hollywood. There's supposed to be a new season of Peacemaker coming out at some point.
I need to watch that. I really
it's good.
enjoyed him in that Fast and Furious movie he was in.
If you want to watch everything in order, watch he debuts as Peacemaker in the second Suicide Squad movie, the one that was actually good, the one that does not have Will Smith in it. And so he's in that. That movie's actually pretty good. They actually go to Corto Maltese. You know, if you remember Batman, Corto Maltese is the foreign place where a lot of bad shit happens, and they actually go there. And so that was kind of a treat for me as a big Batman guy when I was in my teenage years. That actually, wow, we're in Corto Maltese finally. Okay, I get to see what it looks like. And then after that movie ends, season 1 of Peacemaker picks up right after that movie timeline ends. So and a lot of the same characters are in Peacemaker, but there's what's his partner's name in Peacemaker? The guy
I don't know. I haven't watched this. I don't know.
Can't remember.
You know the guy. It's a British actor, but he sounds American. He just
I can't remember.
That guy's so funny. Oh God. It's always a time to rock. They're sitting there. They've been shot and they're like bleeding, and the guy reaches and turns on and cranks rock music. It's like there's never a wrong time to rock.
I know it seems very funny, and we need to watch it. I will say though, I hated John Cena for years. I didn't think he could wrestle well. I didn't like him, but like when he came back to that WrestleMania 2 years ago, that was the most I've ever marked out ever for John Cena in my life. I don't think I've ever marked out for John Cena until I saw that.
Well,
so
I was trying to tell people on online that were knocking him, 10, 12 years ago, like when he retires, you're going to miss him. You better enjoy it now. And I never hated him. I just, it got kind of there for a few years until CM Punk came along, where he won no matter what. It just like, they handcuff him to a freaking anvil and drop it in the ocean, and he'd break the chain and swim to the top, But then CM Punk came along, and CM Punk had his number there. I don't know if you remember, like 2010, 2011, 2012, in that range. I don't know if you guys were watching then, but that to me is when Cena like really got good, because now, he's got people that can beat him now, and so he doesn't. He's not just a one-sided street. So I thought it was good then, but I agree with you, Reagan. There were so many people out there that just hated Cena's guts, But still, even during that time, if you go to the live events and he'd get ready to do the 5-knuckle shuffle and do this, the whole place, you can't see me. And I still do that to this day if he's wrestling on TV. I did it at Elimination Chamber. I still do it. But anyway, so that's that. Well, I need to find out what happened on SmackDown. And allegedly, Paul Heyman came out and made some sort of big proclamation. So I'd like to see what happens with that.
I saw that online, but I didn't end up watching it.
Yeah, I didn't.
I've heard that. I am curious what's going to happen. I've read that Shinsuke Nakamura's contract's coming up and he's not re-signing. So I'm curious to where he'll end up. I feel like he was just one of those ones that just WWE could not. I don't know. Like, I love Shinsuke Nakamura. everything about him, and he's just one of those ones that WWE just could not figure out.
Well, he's too old to work strong style like he did back in the mid 2000s. He can't do it. His body's broken up. I mean,
Right.
he's not that old, but he's living in an old man's body because of the way he wrestled when he was young. And he took a big gamble coming over here for WWE. He moved his whole family over here. You know, he's married with kids and bought a house in Florida. So I'm sure they tried to keep him as long as they could, but at some point you just got to
wonder if he'll show up AEW.
And probably go back to Japan. Tony Khan would probably try to hire him. And if
they're based in Florida. So,
if his kids like it here and his wife and kids want to stay here, why would he turn that money down? Like, Daddy, do we have to go back to Japan or can we stay here in the U.S.? Well, this idiot over here in Jacksonville is going to give Daddy $15 million a year to wrestle 4 or 5 times a week. I think we'll stay. You know?
Yeah,
might as well.
I will miss his music.
Yeah,
that music was fantastic. Best music I've ever heard. Trying to think what else. I told you I've been listening to Cornette a lot lately.
Nakamura is 45 years old. He was born in 1980.
He's not even that old either.
But when he moves around the ring now, you see he's slow now. I mean, he's used up his bump card, I think. I don't know. Watch him and
we'll see. We'll see what happens with him.
I kind of hope he does re-sign just because it's nice for him to show up and miss somebody every now and then. You know, all of us who are fans of the Great Muta, we never get tired of the mist.
No.
Any Japanese wrestler wants to use the mist in the U.S., that's fine with us. You know, I never get sick of it. I wonder when, have you guys heard any news about when Asuka might be on her way back?
I have not. I keep seeing these. I think I'm more of the gossip reading person, but you see things that say she's almost ready, but like I've not seen anything specifically. But I wonder since now that Io Sky has the belt, if that will lead into something like of her coming back. I mean, I don't know. That's just me wondering as a mark. So I don't know. But they keep getting this is the problem I see happening in WWE a lot is like people will come back, they'll get hurt immediately, be gone, come back, get hurt immediately. So it seems like I don't know. I don't know if it's because they're allowing more high spotty wrestling or if it's just wears you on you to work every week like that. I don't know, but it's interesting.
You know, Asuka actually has a kid, it says here. It just says she's still out due to a knee injury. So I know it must have been pretty bad because I saw that she tweeted out a picture of the wrap they put on it in the hospital after the surgery, and it looked her just with the bandages, her leg looked about to be 5 times the size of a normal human leg. So she tore it up pretty good. So there's even an article here at Kayfabe News that says that Asuka's actually played by 2 twin sisters. Back in 2019, yeah. Unreal news about an unreal sport before you ever trust that website.
Speaking of weird internet rumors, I meant to say this when we're talking about AEW. There's a weird internet rumor going around that Cope and Moxley are in AEW to kill it from the inside. And I'm like, Moxley's been there for like 4 or 5 years. I don't know how long. Seems like forever.
It's been a long time.
But
hey, you want to hear something that'll make you feel weird? Tiffany Stratton, current champion in WWE, 25 years old. She was born on May 1st, 1999. Think about what you were doing back then.
I was a year from getting married.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'd already been out of high school 4 years. Ugh.
Wow. You might have been in the middle of filming the Louis Theroux thing.
Might have been.
It was somewhere around that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool. When I was down in the Bowery, last time I was down at Myrtle Beach at the Bowery, I was talking to one of the table waitress servers, and I was like, man, I ain't been in here since 1999. It still looks the same and smells the same in here. which you could take as an insult or a compliment, depending on what you think about the Bowery. And she goes, I was born in 99, like that. And I was like, well, that's making me feel old. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, I was somewhere and it had to have been a restaurant, because it was at Texas Roadhouse. You know how waitstaff will have that clock kind of thing in front of them that says, do not serve, the birthday has to be and it was 2004 or something like, and I was like, oh my God. Ugh.
I don't know about that. Like, do not serve. What do you mean? Like,
a lot of restaurants have
alcohol,
the alcohol thing. And there's like a clock that has like the date on it a lot of times. And
yeah, if you were born after this date, you are not allowed to have alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
You're too young.
Texas Roadhouse has a digital one.
Yeah, it makes you feel old, doesn't it?
It does.
It's because you are old, just like we all are on this call.
Just like at the grocery store when they don't even check your ID. They just walk up, just take one look at you, just scan it.
I'm like, just pretend. Just pretend. There's a dating show called Later Dater. And I was like, oh, God, but I'm a later dater. And they're like, well, the cutoff is 55 for that show. And I was just like, God almighty.
Clock is ticking. Well, I know people don't want to sit here and listen to us talk about being old or getting old, but
I don't know. You never know.
The fact is, the aging process works on everybody. So even if you're young and full of piss and vinegar right now, 20 years from now, you're going to look back and be like, where'd all that time go? And why do my knees hurt every time I stand up?
And you look.
I sure do miss them guys on that talk show. They're all dead now.
Right. When you get when you're old and your greatest love right now is finding cute socks at the Dollar Tree, then you'll know.
Yeah.
Then you'll know, and because that's my thing right now. So.
Well, I'm definitely going down to Disney World looking for the Fountain of Youth because my Jinky is convinced that I'm going to turn into a giant man-child as soon as I set foot in Magic Kingdom. And so I'm hoping that happens. But I'm going to try to pace it slow because it's going to be in it's going to be the low 90s when we're there. And you know how Florida is, it rains. So,
yeah, but you got to see if it used to be like back in the day. Now this was a long time ago. Like it'll rain and it'll clear the place out because some people don't realize that the rain only lasts 15 minutes. And then
you can get on rides. We've already got our ponchos. Jakey found some real light ponchos online. The kind that just slip over your head and just kind of hang off of you. Perfect for Florida rain. And I've been doing my homework and watching all those Disney. There's a cult-like following of all things Disney on YouTube. I want you to know. It's a little scary. But they give you great travel advice. And I've been watching those for like the last month. So I think I'm in pretty good shape, but I won't know until I get there. But anyway, any other wrestling-related topics we need to go over?
No, but I am. This is what I'm hoping for in the future. You want to hear my future thing about Jade Cargill?
What's that?
I want to see Triple H have an affair with her. That's what I want to see. Because I read on the internet that they let her off. The injury was not true. She wanted to do some Hollywood stuff and she wanted to go to the Bahamas. And so he let her off. That's what I heard.
Really?
That's what I read. So we'll see. That's my hope for the future. Allegedly.
Do y'all remember that time that Kurt Angle shot the Big Show with a tranquilizer dart?
I do vaguely.
It popped up on one of my social media threads. It's still one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I still think the funniest thing is when the Big Boss Man pulled that. Was it the Big Boss Man that pulled the casket?
Yes.
Out of the ground.
Yes. It was it Al Snow's dad?
It was Al Snow because he also made Al Snow eat his own dog.
Yeah, but no, it was the Big Show's dad. It was the
Big Show.
Show's
That's
dad.
right.
And he dragged that casket across the cemetery. Yeah. Yeah, the cemetery people were not happy about that. And
I find that hard to believe.
told them if they didn't get the hell off the property right now that they were going to call the police. And the thing that was messed up about that is they got their schedules crossed with the cemetery. They were going to do that when there was nobody there. But Bruce Pritchard tells it on his podcast, so it's probably not true. But he said that there was an actual service going on across the cemetery, and they saw them filming that. And that was part of the reason the cemetery was so mad. But again, it's Bruce Pritchard telling the story, so it could be true, could not be true.
Yeah.
Good story.
Yeah, that's, oh my God. So,
Oh, well.
Yeah.
oh well. All for TV.
Yeah. Anyway, we won't do any entertainment business. All right, folks. Well, we will, I guess, be back here next week. And you guys will have a full report from Ivanhoe and all the craziness that goes on up there. And so we certainly hope you'll join us next week, fans. We hope you enjoyed the excitement tonight. Thank you for sending me the content, Rick Diesel. I'm going to need some more in a few days. I will text you. And Brian and Reagan, thanks for coming on. Everybody, until next time, so long for now.